చాలా రిచ్ సాయిల్.
వీటి గురించి కూడా చెప్పేస్తే వదిలిపెట్టేదేంది
కదా పొద్దున కొవ్వనికో వదిలే పోతానే కట్టేదానికి కొంచెం టైట్ గా కట్టి ఉండే 2 నిమిషాలు రా
We have there is one more coil that is called as hello. Hello.
Hello, hello everyone. Am I audible now? Hello. Okay. So first of all, welcome everyone for the today's session of systems engineering. And I'm really very sorry for the late joining. Actually, the host of this particular meeting is someone else. So that's why I think I got some late. Sometime I'm late bit today. Hopefully it will not be repeated tomorrow. And just give me a minute. Actually, the 3D experience is starting, and after that we will get started with our today's session. Like today we have fusion machine and digital electronics part, so that we will be completing today. Discussing about the yesterday session. Yesterday, those who didn't attend, for them actually, I'm just summarizing the thing. Yesterday we have seen asynchronous induction machine. There we have seen different kind of examples, like starting, and then how can we go for inverter approach. Then we have also seen different kinds of switching circuit which we can implement within the machine circuit. Then we have the two kinds of arrangement, like when you want to protect your devices, how can you go for two kinds of arrangement and wiring that we have seen. Today we will also see the same thing, but the machine will be different. Today we will be taking the synchronous machine and also the distribution part, and then digital electronics. I hope I will get some time to do that. Like I'll be taking the classes up to 16, like 4:10 or 4:15. So if anybody is having classes after 4, then they can leave and they can go. But if somebody don't have any classes, then please do continue. Okay. So it is starting the 3D experience is loading now. So once it got loaded, I will share the screen, and then we will move ahead. Meanwhile, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Like yesterday, if you analyze anything and if you have got any doubt, then do ask me. And why there is a very less attendance, like only 25 people have joined. Yesterday it was around 50, 52 something. You can type here if you have anything to speak about. Any doubt related to your academics, maybe related to the systems engineering workshop, maybe. Till that time, I will try to answer those things. And meanwhile, it is loading. It will be loaded in 1 or 2 minutes.
చేయించాలంటే డబ్బులట అంట డబ్బులు లేవు కదా అలా చేయించాలని నాకు చేయించాలి డబ్బులు ఐదు చాలా రోజులు 5,000 రోజు నువ్వు ఉన్నావు కదా పేరు గుర్తులేదు చాలా పెద్ద పేరు నాకు ఆలోచన చెప్పింది పేరు చెప్పింది నాకు చెప్పింది అదే ఇంకా ఆవిడ చెప్పింది ఎన్ని లేదు అన్ని బుర్రలో పెట్టేసుకున్నాను బోర్డు వచ్చినప్పుడు దెబ్బలు
Okay, so it got loaded. So I'm sharing the screen. So as usual, we will go for first of all, we will go for creating of the library. So we go for new content, and in a new content, we will select the behavior modeling. That is behavior library. And from behavior library, we will go for Daimola behavior library. And in the Daimola behavior library, I have to put the name. Like today is workshop 3, so I will put workshop 3. I think today is workshop 4. So I will select that and I will copy that and I will paste in the second hand. Wait, actually I pressed escape. So that's why it got escaped. Again, we will go for the same thing. Okay. So again, new content. And after going to new content, choose the Daimola behavior library from here. Put the name, Control A, Control C, then paste it here, press OK. Now you will get your library. After creating library, go for class creation. So right click on the newly created library, click on new Modelica class and name. In the nameplate, you put anything like today we will go for machines. So I will put the class name as machine. Okay. So now I got the class. Next, I have to choose the machine. So today we are going to take machines from belonging to synchronous machine. Like there are different kinds of machine available. Today we will take the synchronous machine. Yesterday we have talked about asynchronous induction machine. So today we will do certain examples from the synchronous induction machine. So we will take synchronous induction machine and also we will take their respective components, data setup, etc. Okay, so today also we will do some starting operation of that. Like in synchronous machine, what happens? Let me tell you something about synchronous induction machine, and then we will move ahead. So in synchronous machine, generally what happens? We assume that the rotor speed is equals to starter speed. Means n is equals to ns. Means slip should be 0. If somebody is from electrical background, then they can really understand what is slip. So we do assume that the rotor speed and that is ns and the sorry n and the starter speed ns, that is synchronous speed, both are same. We do assume it, but in practical cases we found it violates. Though ideally we just assume these guidelines, but generally these assumptions are not right. In practical cases, the sleep will be definitely some value. It may be less than that of asynchronous induction machine, but it will be, there must be one difference, there will be some difference at any condition. So what we will do, we will in practically we will try to find out that practically today we will find out that how much deviation is occurring actually. So that you will have a clear idea that see, in real cases, in real practical cases, the difference between the synchronous speed, that is ns, and the rotor speed, that is n, is it is not equal. There is the difference is not 0. There must be some positive value or negative value, but there must be some difference. Okay, so we'll start taking the components. So first of all, what we will take first of all source. So today what I see every today what I'm doing is I'm not going for that simple one, like taking sinusoidal voltage, then connecting with the synchronous induction machine, then connecting inertia and a torque step. We will not follow that because it is very easy. I think everybody got that. So today what we will do, we will try to add some new feature to it, like we will go for inverter approach, or else we will go for some other kind of approach where we will be using the pulse signals or switches like that. So complicated things if we will do means simpler thing also it will be automatically done because simple things come inside the complex. So we will take like that. So today also I will go for inverter approach directly. Okay, so first of all I will go for choosing the ground connection which will be available in the basic. So ground I got. Next I need a star connection. So star connection I will get it from multi-phase. So I will expand the multi-phase. Then in the basic I will find the star connection. So I found the star connection, here ground connection. Next what I need a signal voltage. So yes, I will go for sources. So see here sources will be there. Yes, here sources are there. I will take the signal voltage now. Now signal voltage will just pass. Yesterday I talked about brief the working of signal voltage. It will just pass. So from where it will receive the signal? It will receive the signal from the VF controller. So the VF controller I will get it from machines. Machines, utilities. So machines, then somewhere utilities will be there. Let me check. Yes, utilities, and after that VF controller. Now VF controller needs some signal, that will be ramp one. Ramp I will get it from blocks sources. So I will go to blocks and then there will be somewhere sources. Yes, sources. Then I will take the ramp. Next I will choose the machine. Now what kind of machine I want? So in asynchronous induction machine, we have actually generally we have only single kind of machine. Okay, but if you will make some changes with the rotor, then we make a different one. But the functional will be same. So we will go to the machine part again, and we will check what kind of machines are available under synchronous induction machine. So you will find there are three kind of machines are available. That is permanent magnet, electrically excited, and reluctance motor. So I will take the reluctance motor. Okay, reluctance motor I will take it. So after taking reluctance motor, I have to take the inertia, that is load circuit. So in load circuit, I will get it from mechanics. Mechanics, somewhere mechanics will be there. Let me minimize the electrical. Mechanics, then rotational, then components. I will get the inertia. Next, what I need? Torque step. Torque step I will get it from sources. Here, torque step. Yes, torque step. So I got this. Next, what I need? Data. Data of this particular machine. So data I will get it from machine. I will go back to again machine part. I will go back to the machine part and then I will go to the utility section. Then parameter records. In parameter records, I have to take the reluctance motor data. See, SM, synchronous machine, reluctance rotor data. So I will drag this. Now my circuit components are completed. Next, I will go for connection. So I will connect that. Now this one I have to go for the orientation. Okay, so now I will connect this one with the signal voltage. Okay. Now signal voltage has to receive signal from here. So I will first of all star connection. I have to change the orientation of it. Okay, so now the orientation has been changed. So I will connect this to the signal voltage. Now I have to ground it. So I will get a ground connection. Next is machine connection. So I will put it here and I will connect to the machine. Then output to this inertia. From the inertia, I will connect to torque step. Okay. Now what I said, I must connect some component which will measure the difference between the synchronous speed and the rotor speed. So for that I need to take another component because I am going to measure it. So that component I will get it from the electrical machine's rotor displacement current. Sorry, angle. So I will get that particular component which will measure the difference between the synchronous speed and the rotor speed. So that I will get it from machine sensor. So here see there are different kind of sensors are available, Hall sensor, rotor displacement angle, etc. So I need rotor displacement angle. I want to measure the rotor displacement angle. So I will take the rotor displacement angle here. Okay. Now I will place it here. I will place it here. Wait, let me just go for horizontal flipping of that. Now it has been done. It has been processed. I will place it here. Now how to give connections? Blue to blue, give blue connection to blue, and white to white. Okay. Now the connection is completed. This particular this green color thing will measure the difference between the synchronous speed and the rotor speed. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to go for the value, giving values. So we will go to here. Now frequency, how much I have, height, duration, let's suppose 1. So I am giving this. Next, VF controller, wait, it's processing. Okay, in VF controller part, we have to give the V nominal. Now how much I need to give V nominal? Let's suppose 100. F nominal is equals to 50 hertz and the base phase is equals to 0, enter. Okay. Next, see here machine. So machine, I have to fetch the data. Yesterday, we have seen that SMR data has to be fetched here. So I will write SMR data dot p. Okay. Similarly, FS nominal means SMR data dot FS nominal. Then JR value you have to write it. So SMR data dot capital J small r. Next, TS operational. I have to give the time period. Sorry, temperature. So the temperature, how much I want to give? Let's suppose I want to give 20 degree. That is
అట్లా బయటకు పో రాత్రి ఉండన్న టైంలో పోతాడు బయటకి.
after pressing that, go to 5 mechanical start option
ఎట్లుంటారు అంతసేపు ఇంట్లో
and W mechanical start option because I want the
నాకు వదిలింత పోవాలనిపిస్తుంది. ఇట్లా ఇంతసేపు ఇంట్లో ఉండలేను నేను. అవును బిస్కెట్లు ఆడబెట్టినావు యాడ్ లేవాడ అట్లా నాకు చెల్లె తెల్దా అంటది. అవి కాదు వేరే ఊరు ఉండేది అన్నీ ఉండేది కదా గ్రీన్ కవర్ లో.
Actually, somebody one is please unmute you. Please mute yourself.
పొద్దున్న స్నానం చేశాను అంటున్నా.
For me, Zoom is not loading. Wait.
డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయ్యానమ్మా, అది కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాను, డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాను.
Well, so after completion of that, we will go for this particular sensor part. So in sensor part, we have to write the number of P data. So SMR dot P. Okay, SMR dot P. Next, J value. Everybody, I think everybody know about it. Like yesterday, the J value. So we will put J value as 1, and we will press OK. After that, torque step. Torque step nothing to do with torque step because torque step is something will be depend on the machine itself. Okay. Next, we will start running this. Okay, we will run this. So we will go to simulation page. Okay, and I will click on this and then I will simulate it.
చూడండి ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు. Define the following state variables, state vector, state.
So it is saying SMR is wrong. So we will go to here and AR. I just by mistakenly click press A. So that's why the error came. Now we will again simulate it.
Determine the
SMR
following.
JR. Where SMR JR is there? Let me check SMR JR.
For you. Zero. And X naught plus B U X is 0.
Let me do it again. It is saying that there is in a work part SMR.jr. SMR.jr. Here. Enter. Now again run it. There is a connection mismatch. There is a single circuit. There is a open circuit somewhere. So we will have to choose that. We have to find out that open circuit. The open circuit is here. If we will click, see this one is not connected. So this is the open circuit. So we will click this part. Okay, so we will connect.
Zero this one. But in machine failure ante zero. Just SI minus K whole inverse. Okay.
Now we will connect this end to that end.
डायरेक्ट प्रॉब्लम लैस कास्ता मिस्टेक डायरेक्ट का 2/2 मैट्रिक्स के ये
Okay. Now we will go for running of it. Now hopefully it will it.
प्रॉब्लम
Yes. The simulation successful. We will go for animation.
-3 1
Okay. Now I will run it for 5 seconds. Okay. Next, what we need to measure? We need to measure this J value and this inertia value. So we'll go to angle sensor. We will go to angle sensor first, or first of all torque strip. So let us go for torque strip. 5 value. So same graph as earlier. So okay. Next, what is the mean data signal voltage? In signal voltage, what is the V coming? So this is the V we are getting. So first V, then we will go for second V and third V. Okay, so this is the third 3 voltages we got. Next, what we need? We need that angle, difference angle. We'll go to angle sensor and we will rotor displacement angle. It is coming 0 degree. Okay, it is coming 0 degree. But generally it should not come, but it is coming 0 degree. So we have concluded that in reluctance rotor motor, it comes 0 degree. Next, we will change the machine and we will check it whether in different kind of SMR machines, whether we are getting the 0 or not. Like now we have taken reluctance motor. Now what we will do, we will change it to the permanent magnet one, and then we will choose whether it is a 0 or what. That we will verify now. Okay, that we will verify now. So here you see in rotor VS to R there is an angle difference. In rotor VS to R option there is a 1200.38 degree of difference. But in the top it was not coming. So what is the conclusion? That there is a difference between the starter speed and the rotor speed, that is 1200.38 degree of difference. This is that graph. Okay, so we have concluded that in practical cases, the synchronous speed and the rotor speed both are not equal. Though theoretically while solving problem we do take those assumptions, but in real cases it is not required. Okay. So we will change the machine now. Now we will change the machine and we will put permanent magnet. Okay. So we will go to the machine part, basic machine, and then we will permanent magnet or electrically excited. Okay. So first of all, let us take permanent magnet and then we will verify. Okay. So data also you have to delete because you have taken different machine. So we will connect this one to here. Next, this particular end to this particular end. Now the machine will get connected with the rotor displacement angle. And from here, okay, connection completed. Now from here to here. Now you have to take the data. So I will go to machine, utilities. Here I have to choose reluctance motor, electrically excited permanent magnet. So I will take the permanent magnet. Now what is my work here? I have to put here the data. Wait. What happened? Okay. So we will go for the data. I will take the data again. Next, we will go for this SMPM data dot P. This is the first one. Second one, SMPM data dot FS nominal. FS nominal. Okay. Next, what we need? Nominal. Sorry. Nominal. Here JR SMPM data dot capital A JR. Okay. So BS open circuit voltage, if you want to mention, you can put RS not required. So 20 degree and 20 degree. Yes, okay. Okay, I'm trying. Just mute yourself. And Tejaswini, mute yourself. Yeah, actually I'm trying. Not getting muted. Tejaswini.
నీకు అవసరమైతే ఫోన్ పే రోజు అయితే ఇప్పుడు 600 అయితేమో
నంబర్ చెప్తే ఏదో అకౌంట్ లో వేస్తుంది
ఏది అకౌంట్ ఉంటాయా నంబర్లు చెప్తే అకౌంట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తుంది నంబర్ ఇస్తుంది ఫోన్ ఇస్తుంది మాట్లాడు
నువ్వు తీసుకుందురా
నంబర్ ఫోన్ పే నంబర్ చెప్తే ఏదో మెసేజ్ పెట్టేసేయాలి కదా ఫోన్ పే నంబర్ మెసేజ్ విధానం అమౌంట్ వేస్తారా విధానం అమౌంట్ వేసు లేదమ్మా
బాబాయ్ ఫోన్ నంబర్ చూడు నంబర్ ఫోన్ పే ఉందో లేదో
Actually, I'm trying to mute her, but she is not. I think she is not there. She has just joined, but she is not listening the session. That's why- See, I'm Tejaswini. Please mute yourself. Okay, so we were discussing about the topic here. So we have changed the machine. We have taken now the SMPM data kind of machine. Like here, we have taken permanent magnet. Last time we took reluctance rotor. Last time means before just 5 to 10 minutes before the experiment which we did. There we took that reluctance rotor motor. Now we have taken the permanent magnet motor. Okay, so I have fetched the data here, and after fetching the data, next we will go for simulation, and then we will verify whether the rotor speed is equals to starter speed or not. If it is not, then how much degree of deviation is occurring. Okay, so I will go to the simulation again. So simulation page. After going to simulation, we will simulate it. Now somewhere angle sensor P. So there is an error in the angle sensor P. So I will go to here. I have to write SMPM because SMR is not there now. Now SMPM, we have taken different machine. Okay, so SMPM. Press OK. Now next, go for simulate. Okay, so it got the simulation is happening now. Next, we will go for the reply animation again. So we will get the time bar. Now the time bar is running. Okay, next, what we need to verify? We need to verify the angle, we need to verify the inertia point, then you need to verify the voltage point. So we'll go to angle sensor first to check the values. Okay, so we will go to angle sensor. So in angle sensor, there is a rotor displacement angle minus 1.017783. See, this is the rotor displacement angle. See, this kind of rotor displacement angle we are getting. So what is the conclusion here? The conclusion is that in real life cases, in synchronous machine, the rotor speed is not equal to starter speed. Yes, last time also we got the conclusion the same thing, but the graph was somewhat linear. But in permanent magnet motor, see this kind of response we are getting, this kind of noises, this kind of spikes we are getting. Next we'll check for VF controller. Next we'll go for signal voltage V. So we will go here and we'll go for add to plot, new plot. Next we will add on. See, you will every time find the same kind of response in the VF controller. VF controller is sending voltage to the signal voltage, right? So whatever V value you will get it here, the same thing will get reflected in the VF controller part also. In the VF controller part also, you will get the same thing. Okay, and what is the amplitude? Amplitude is 2.82843. 2.82843. This is the amplitude. You can check it here. All the graphs. Wait, let me load that again. All the graphs, whatever you are getting, see 2.8. You will get approximately the same kind of amplitude. Okay. So we have verified that NS is not equals to N in synchronous motor. Next, we will verify the same with electrically excited motor. So we will remove this particular machine. We will remove it. And next we will take the another machine which is available here. So what kind of machine is available here in the synchronous machine? We have electrically excited. So we will drag and drop here, electrically excited. Okay. Now electrically excited is there. So we will connect that again. So we will connect this. Okay, we will connect this. Now what is the next work? Our next work is to give this field winding supply also. That I will give. I will show you how to give field winding supply. Okay. So here, then from here I will connect this to second end. Okay. So I will connect here one DC source. So what will I do? I will go to bring a DC source from here. Analog sources. I will go to sources part and I will take one constant voltage. Okay. So I got the constant voltage here. So I will rotate it. Okay. Next, I will give the negative pin connection to the negative pin and positive pin connection to the positive pin. Next, see the circuit is not completed yet. Why? Because I have not grounded it. So how to give ground? From here, go to this ground, connect it. So now see the circuit. Okay. So ground connection is completed. You can give certain value like 10 volt. Let's suppose my field winding is 10 volt. Next, what I have to do, as my machine is different, so I have to choose one data also for it. So I have to go for data choosing. So I will go to the machine again, utility section. Let me check the utility section again. In the machine part, we will go to utility section and then we will check electrically excited. So we will go for taking electrically excited. Wait. Okay, it came. Next, I have to fetch it. So again, SMEE data.p. Similarly, I have to write the same command for the remaining also. Just I have to change the variable. Here variable is fs nominal. Here the variable is JR, capital A, capital J, small r. Okay. Similarly, TS operational, how much you want to give? 20 degree, 20 degree, and 20 degree. And 20 degree. So this much part is completed. We want mechanical 5 stat, yes. We want W mechanical 5 stat, yes. So press OK. Here we have to change the data, SMEE. Okay, SMEE. Press OK. So next we will run it and we will check it. Okay, so now it is running. The same thing, I have just changed the machine. That is the only difference. Next I will run. And after that I will go for angle sensor. See, angle sensor is changing. So my angle sensor is minus 9.5. See, now what is the response of my angle sensor? See, this kind of response I am getting in electrically excited synchronous induction machine. And then we will go for signal voltage V. So in signal voltage V also, we find some difference. Though amplitude is same, but time period is somewhat different. Amplitude is same, but the time period is somewhat different. Okay, So 3 part is completed. Next, you can go for torque step to check the phi value, that is 555.12 Newton meter. So it has been expressed in a degree here. It has been expressed in degree here. Okay. Here the data. So in this way, we have verified that in synchronous machine, the synchronous speed is not equals to the rotor speed. Though theoretically, while solving the problem, we do assume it. We do assume it that the synchronous speed is equals to the rotor speed. But in practical cases, it is not. It is not the case. Okay. So any doubt you can ask me. 4 minutes that time is there. I am giving you 4 minutes. Please do ask anything if you have to ask. Then we will see some other experiment. Like I will show you some examples from synchronous machine. Then we will go for DC machine. DC machine I will do 2 examples, and then I will show rest examples which it is present there. And you may not find that much example in your IDs. Why? Because it is my special ID, because my name is there. So it is my special ID. So whatever I do, I used to save in the software itself. So all these things appear. Okay. So you can ask me any doubt. I'm giving you 4 minutes time. After that, we will go for other kind of operations which are available here. Like I will, after explaining the examples which are available in the synchronous machine, we will go for DC machine. Okay. Today I will try to cover the machine part. Tomorrow power electronics we will start. And digital electronics is also there. Digital electronics I will start that also.
అంటే పనులు రాలేదు, ఒక గంటన్నర అయితే తీసుకుంటాం లోపు. పర్లేదంటే
Please mute yourself. Vamsi T. 1821100202211. Okay. So I think you people have understood. So next, I will show you some examples from the synchronous induction machine, and then we will go for DC machine. So synchronous induction machine examples, you will get it from here. Synchronous induction machine. So we will go for this SMP inverter one. See this SMP and no load. This is another experiment. This is another experiment. These all the things have been taken. How to take? I already told you. Either you go through that. Either you take it from the direct location or search it here. You can go for searching option, which is available here. See this particular option. Okay. So now what is this experiment is all about? Here we are not giving any load. In the previous cases we are giving load. See here in the previous cases we were giving load, but here we are not giving load, and we are checking what kind of differences we will get it here. Wait. Okay. See here, the machine has been taken. This is a permanent magnet machine, and that has been passed to the space phaser. Now, what is the work of the space phaser? You can read it here about the space phaser. See what it is written. Transformation of multi-phase values, that is of voltage and current, means transformation of multi-phase values of voltage and current to the space phasor and zero sequence value. Space phasor means what is the arrangement? What is the arrangement of phasor? Phasor means if it is a three-phase signal, then how the phases are arranged within their self, within itself, how they have been arranged. Okay, so that is a space phasor. Now here two polar. Here whatever space phase data is coming, that is in rectangular. The data is in rectangular, that you have to convert it into polar form. I think you people have studied in the first year of your college, polar to rectangle, then to conversion. I think if you have studied, then we have seen about that. Trigonometric conversion to polar form to rectangle form. etc. I think if you remember, then please go to that J 2.23 like that. We need to plus it and then you have to check. In polar form, we have to take 90 degree into consideration, 180 degree into consideration like that. So this is the converter which it has converted from the space phasor to polar form, and it is a degree. 180 degree by pi is equals to degree. I think everybody knows about it. To convert radian into pi, sorry, radian into degree. Okay, 180 degree divided by pi. And this is just a Hall sensor. Hall sensor means what is the work of the Hall sensor? Read about it. Hall sensor means measuring the angle of the flange, measuring the angle of the flange and multiplying by the number of phases. For example, in whatever the flange is there, this is a flange. So this is a flange. Okay, measuring the angle of the flange and it will multiply with that. For example, 3 phases are coming. So 3 into whatever the angle, it will get it from the flange. Okay, so the work of the Hall sensor is to get that information. Now let us run this model and let us check what kind of responses we are getting here. Okay. So now it is running. We'll go for replay animation option. Now run it. Next we will go for Hall sensor. What is, first of all, we will go from here. So phi is equals to 450, constant, W 1500, all are constant. So we will not take this constant graph. What we will take, we will measure the Hall sensor. Hall sensor phi is equals to -90 and y is equals to 360. So this is that angle by multiplied with the number of phase. Hall sensors response angle multiplied into 3, that is number of phases. So m kind of data we are getting from Hall sensor. Screen is stuck. Okay, thank you, Nagavijay. Let me again stop sharing and again share. I am again sharing. Wait. I think now it is visible. Okay. So next we will go for simulation of it, this particular model. Okay. Animate option. Okay. Press. Now we have to go for Hall sensor, as I already have seen. Already I told this is the Hall sensor data. Next we will check K value 57.2958. So it will be constant. We will check the variable values. Variable values will get it from potential sensor. How much potential it is sensing, that we will check it. That is minus 3.694, means approximately -4. Voltage is -4. Okay, means not voltage in the sense, it is the aggregate average of that. This is the second data and this is the third data. Okay, we can fetch everything in one. So let me fetch it in the one value only. That will be, the number of plots will be less. Okay. So this is the potential sensors graph. Why? Because you have taken this sinusoidal means definitely we will get this kind of graphs. Okay. Next we will go for machine data. If in machine anything we need to check. These all are constant, so nothing to check here. So these are the main thing we need to check into take into consideration when we are designing this kind of machine, like machine with no load. So here there is no load. If you'll clearly see, the load is not there. Here there is no load. Here there is no load. Okay, so here there is no load. Next example, we'll check certain example. See, all these examples will be fetched to your cloud. Today I will talk to the server team and I will fetch all these examples in the cloud. Whenever you are going to your college, please do visit the Dassault lab and open the way I said to open and check it. So this kind of experiment we have done it. So we will not discuss this one. We will go for next SMPM current source. Now see, this is one more complicated example. Now what is this all about? Okay. What is this all about? See, it is looking very complex, but it is a very simpler one. How it is a simpler one? Let us simplify the things. We will start simplifying from here. Machine is there, rotor displacement angle is there, load is there, and quadratic speed sensor is there. Now, what is the what are these round structure? These all are sensors. Even in our experiment, whatever we are doing before, there also we can use different kinds of sensor. Like if you want to measure speed, if you want to measure voltage, or if you want to measure current, accordingly you can take the sensors. Okay, so here they have used only one thing, sensor traffic. They have increased the sensor traffic. Now how they have increased? See, let's suppose machine is running, machine gave torque. How much torque it is giving to the load? How much torque it is giving to the load? That I want to know. So that's why I have used torque sensor. Now where to connect the torque sensor? Torque sensor should be connected between these two terminals. Between these two terminals, from machine's end and in the initial phase of the load. Machine's end and the initial phase of the load. So I have connected the torque sensor. Okay, to measure the torque. What is the amount of torque delivered by my machine? Or what is the amount of torque reaching to my load? So I want to measure that. So that's a torque sensor. Next, I want to measure the speed. What is the speed of my rotor? So what will I do? I will connect a speed sensor, and this is what? Rotor displacement angle. Rotor displacement angle component. The component name of that green color component name is rotor displacement angle. Now how displacement will happen means definitely there will be some movement, or that is we called speed. In case of machine, that is something we are calling it as speed. So that's why if this one will move, this one will sense, automatically speed sensor will also sense the speed at which the rotor or starter is rotating. Generally rotor used to rotate. Okay, so this speed sensor will measure that speed. Next is what? See, this particular block. Okay, this particular block is a current sensor. Okay, it is measuring the current, how much current is coming in the output. Next, what is this? Voltage. How much voltage is coming from the input? How much voltage is coming from the input? That it is measuring. Next, what? How much? This is RMS value of the voltage. This is the current voltage. Okay, getting my point? Again, I am explaining you. In the output of my machine and the input side of my load, I want to measure the torque. Why? Because torque is the output of my machine. So I want to measure how much torque is delivered from the machine. So that's why I've used one torque sensor. Next I'm using one speed sensor. Why I'm using speed sensor? To measure the speed, at which speed my rotor is rotating. Next here, phi. I want to measure the phi, the angle, rotational sensor angle. So that's why I've used this. Next, current sensor. Current, I want to know the input current, how much input current is coming. So that's why current sensor. Next, I want to know the voltage. So that's why I use the voltage sensor. Okay. Now this part is, if you have understood, see this part, the colored part, whatever I have explained, this part is done. Next, we will understand this part. Okay. At that time, what we are doing, we were using a ramp signal, and we were using one VF controller, and we were supplying to here. See here. Let me show you again. Here, how we are doing? We are connected one. We were connecting one ramp signal, and we are passing to the VF controller, and we are supplying to the signal voltage. Okay. Here, what I am doing? I am taking different kind of arrangement. I am taking two sources. I am taking two constant sources of different amplitude. Let's suppose it is 10. This is 10 or 10.5, like that. Two current sensor, current measuring sensors, I am merging. Like this one is the source, which will generate constant source. It will give me constant signal. Those constant signal I am fetching with current controller. Current controller means what? In constant signals, voltage is constant, but current is variable. Definitely, if current will not be variable, how the flow will happen? Every time current is fast, like it is moving. Every time current is moving. And what is current? Movement of electrons. So this current controller will collect this current, and it will pass to the signal current. It will pass to the signal current. And now the signal current will be used. At that time, we were using signal voltage. Try to understand the topic. At that time, we were using signal voltage. Now we are using signal current. What is the work of the VF controller? What is the work of the VF controller? The work of the VF controller is VF controller. See, IF controller, not VF controller. The name of the block is VF controller, not IF controller. Means here voltage is coming. So that's why I'm using signal voltage. But in this case, current, I am using current. So definitely current source will come. Okay. So let us check the values now. We will simulate it. Very simple topic. There is not much complexity is there. Very simple topic. Okay. It's all about exploring and experimentation. Okay. Completed. Now let us measure this particular angle, how much this angle is coming. So we will go to rotor displacement angle, somewhere will be here, rotor displacement angle, then we will check angle is 20.7741. Angle is 20.7741. Okay. Next we will check the data, how much inertia in load inertia, how much the angle is there, load inertia value. So 5L J is equals to W is equal to 1499.51, and this is the with respect to time how the W has been changed. W stands for speed. Okay. Next we will check speed sensor, how much speed, 14.99.15 means approximately 1500 rpm. 1500 rpm, approximately 1500 rpm. Okay, next in voltage sensor, what is the voltage? 99.8804 means 100 volt, approximately 100 volt. In current controller, how much P is there? 2. So this will be constant. Okay, you can choose the peak current somewhere in between two peak. See, there will be two peak, a negative peak and the positive peak. Okay, so in the positive peak, you have to choose the, you have to check the value. So the positive peak is minus 7566. 6604, and the value less value is minus 53. It is coming constant. Okay. So this is about the different kind of torque. Torque how much? Tau means torque how much? Minus 181.4 Newton meter. Current again here 100.097 constant. So these are the certain specification, like certain data which we have got from this particular simulation. See, this data is looking very complex, or you might not be able to understand. But whenever you are going for actually real problem solution, then you will really understand what these data are actually. Okay. So next we will go for next example. Okay. Next example, we will go for voltage sources. Here we have taken there will be only one difference. Here we are taking current source. Here in the first ending, here we will use the voltage source. See here, we are using signal voltage again. See, at that time we are using current controller. Now we are using voltage controller. See the name. We are using voltage controller and signal voltage. That is only the difference, or else everything is same. Or else everything is same. I think everybody understood. Like we want to measure a torque, so we have used torque sensor, speed sensor, angle sensor, voltage sensor, current sensor. Okay. Only we have used to change the input. See name C. SMPM voltage source, SMPM current source. At the time you are using current source, now we will use the voltage source. Now let us run it and check it. Okay. Let us check the signal voltage value. So there are three kind of voltage. One, see, this is one voltage. This is another voltage. Go for new plot. We will check two plots, then three plots. Okay. Now next we will add on to the one. Plot one. Plot three. Sorry. So this is the first one. Okay. This is the first signal which we are getting, like a merged one. Here three kinds of signal you will get it from different from different sides. Three kinds of signals are coming. Okay. So this is about voltage one. Next we will go for angle sensor. How much angle is coming? Phi is 144.94.7 degree of angle it is generating. Next, quadratic torque. Torque how much? Minus 181.4. So this is constant. So leave it. Phi value, it will also be same like this. So no need. Next we will see current sensor. current sensor, how much it is measuring current, that we will check it. 94.2771. This is the graph of the current. Next, voltage controller. Voltage controller values we will check it, though it is not required, but still this is not required. All will be constant because voltage controller output. See here, the voltage controller. See in the window. This voltage controller output is coming here to the signal voltage, and signal voltage value is this much. This is the graph. So it doesn't matter. So no need to go for voltage controller. Next, we'll go for rotor displacement angle. Rotor displacement angle is 20.774. 20.774 is coming. Next, we will go for relative sensor. Same thing. So no need to add this. Okay. Torque sensor, anything else? 181.294. This is the torque graph. See, this is the torque graph which we are getting. Let me minimize everything so that it will be understandable. Okay. Next, this one is rotor displacement angle. This graph, whatever I'm now compressing, this is rotor displacement angle. Okay, now this one is and these are individual graphs. Okay. These are individual graphs. Anything else? Let me show you the voltage value once again. It looks very good actually. That's why I want to show you again. It looks very good. Okay, so if we'll measure the current here again, so see from the voltage source also you can measure the current. From the voltage source also you can measure the current here. Okay. So you can measure the current here also. But thing is that to measure this much, we need a lot of calculations. So what we will do, we will directly go for checking the current. So that's why we have checked it. It is coming around 99 point something, 94 point something. Okay. Next example, what is that? Braking. Braking system is there. We'll go for braking system. So here also here see another kind of thing is there. See, whenever we are progressing with the different kinds of examples, you will find certain complexities. Certain complexities are there. Okay, or else it is same. Certain complexities are there only. Complexities are getting increased one by one. Let me show you the internal circuit of this. See, I think first day I already shown you the internal circuit of the machines. Okay. So again, coming back to the topic, we will explain this part. Now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I'm giving you 1 minute time, only 1 minute time. After that, again, I will start. Please do ask some questions. It seems like you people are sleeping kind of thing. So it's better you should ask, then we will progress. Okay. So next here, what is happening here? Here the machine is there, the load is there. Okay. Next is what? To measure the voltage of the machine, voltage quasi sensor. To measure the current. Here now see, here there is no external source. See, there is no source. Source is what? This DC to AC conversion. DC to AC conversion. Now DC signal is coming from this limiter circuit. See this here, loop circuit. From this limiter, signal is coming to the AC to DC. AC to DC conversion is happening. From here, it is coming to variable register. Via variable register, it is coming to DC to AC. Means what? My machine is a AC machine, but the signal is DC machine. So I need to convert into DC to AC. So that's why DC has been converted back into AC. Now AC has come here. Now I am using one current sensor and voltage sensor to measure the current and the voltage. Now it will receive to my machine, and again it will give to the load. So see the circuit element, one circle. From here, now you might be asking why I am using this speed sensor. I want to measure the speed of my load. That's why I'm using one speed sensor. Physically, I'm unable to see. Am I able to see this, whether it is rotating or not? No, I am unable to see. So how will I come to know about? Only when I will connect the sensor, because it is not the physical. It is just a simulation environment. So I have to assume it. I have to find out the parameters. And there is nothing more here. There is nothing more. Only one thing. Forget these two parts. These two parts forget for now. There is a DC signal, AC to DC. Now again it is coming to here, DC to AC conversion. AC to DC means what? This is a gain block. It is not a converter, it is just a gain block. Now my machine will receive, it will rotate. I want to measure the speed, so I will connect a speed sensor with a gain to it. So total loop. Okay, this is called braking system. Next, direct online. We have done it already. There is nothing. See here, everything is same. Only one difference is there. This switch. This switch will be operated by a pulse. If there is a pulse, then it will be closed. If there is no pulse, then it will be open. Okay. To save my machine, like yesterday, the way we have discussed yesterday, same thing also here. Okay, the same thing. Next part, SME generator. This is also same. We have already discussed. At that time, we are using inverter approach. Now we are using normally directly sinusoidal. See, directly sinusoidal voltage. Directly sinusoidal voltage. Here you are using current sensor and power sensor. Only that is a difference. If you are not getting, please do ask. See again here, I am not using any inverter approach. I am connecting one sinusoidal voltage and I am just running my machine. There is no rocket science here. I am using the sinusoidal voltage and I am connecting. I am rotating the machine. That much only. Another one. Here everything is same. Only one thing. Here what? They have added everything. Braking, blocks, everything they have added. They have used different load. The load is this one. Load is this one. Currently, this is my load. Okay. To move this slider, except that everything is same. Except this, everything is same. Everything is same. Nothing much difference is there. I am using one load control. If pulse will be there, then pulse will run. If pulse will not be there, it will not run. First one. Second, here I am using one voltage controller to control the voltage. Suppose my voltage is unregulated one. Let's suppose from this, whenever I am switching the pulse, the signal is coming here. Now signal will come to the here. So what is the current here that I will measure by a current sensor? Now it will reach to here. Let's suppose the voltage is unregulated one. The voltage is unregulated one. To regulate the voltage, that's why I'm using one voltage controller. Okay, this much total loop. So I have to make a loop. So I have connected with my machine end, because machine, I want to control the voltage of machine. So that's why I made a loop here. See this loop. Only that is a difference, or else everything is same. Okay. Now SME rectifier. What is the meaning of that? See, same thing. See this part, same thing. Now whatever I explained now, I want to regulate the voltage. So same thing here, only one thing is there. Now my AC, now my machine will get the data or power from a rectifier. See, two diodes are there, two capacitors are there. Now this will generate the signal. This block will generate the signal for us. Now I am not using any sinusoidal voltage. I am not using anything else, any ramp signal, any VF controller, current controller, voltage controller. I am using one rectifier. Okay, my rectifier will give me the data or will give me the supply and my machine will run. Okay, there is only one difference and there is not much difference. I use, see here you might be seeing I am using one filter circuit here. I am using one filter circuit. Now why I am using filter circuit? To check my voltage. If my voltage contains some impurity, then to check that I am using this. So let us run it and check it, like whenever I am using rectifier, what kind of response I am getting. Okay. So here check. So what I need to check, first of all, I will check this output. So voltage sensor value, I will check it. Oh, I have not run it. That's why it is 0 here. Let us run it. Okay, voltage is 263.666. See the data. This is the pulsating AC. So DC. See the voltage. Okay, let me compress it. So one. Next, I have to check resistor is not required, capacitor. Let us check the voltage of the capacitor. Same thing. The voltage will also be same because capacitor is there. Diode, let us check in diode. If anything else, we need to check in diode. Current value. Current value of the diode. This is the current. So if diode current is like that, so rectifier current will also be same because it consists of diodes. Okay. Next, check for excitation voltage. Excitation voltage is 51.47. See, this is self-experimentation. Actually, it would be great if you would really practice about it. More, your mind will be more broadened if you will practice it. Or else it will be like a story. Like I am doing, you are watching. It will be like a story kind of thing. So I request to everyone, whenever you are going to your college, please do visit the DASA lab and try to do these experiments. You will get very excited whenever you will able to complete. Okay. So next, any other examples are left, then that also we will do and we will check. Okay. So here synchronous machine is completed now. Now let us see some examples from the DC machine. Okay. Or meanwhile, you can ask me doubt if you have anything. I am giving you 1 minute time again. 15:29, up to 15:29 I am giving time. Then we will go for next one. Please do related to your final year project or something. You can even ask me that. So, okay, let us start the DC machine session. So in DC machine, see, everything will be same. So that's why I'm explaining the examples only. You will get the idea. You will get the idea. So first of all, how to start a DC machine? See, very basic thing. If it is a DC machine, there is no need of sinusoidal signal. Everything will be on direct signal. Either use a constant source or use a ramp signal. Everything will be same. Okay. So see here what we have done. Ramp is a constant signal. Pass it through signal voltage. Signal voltage means what I already said. Signal voltage will not generate its own voltage. It just passes the voltage. It just passes the voltage. Okay, so it will not generate its own voltage, but it just passes. So see here machine is there. This is DC permanent magnet machine. DC permanent magnet machine. Now double click on that. What we have done, DCPM data.jr, DCPM data.js. Same thing. Close it. Now we will check the response. See, very simple. Is there anything to learn here? Check it here. We have done more big examples than this. Okay. Next, run the same. Now see the response. So what to check? Definitely load. We will check the load and we will check the signal voltage and we will check the machine data if anything will be available. So first of all, we will start with the signal voltage. So here you will not find three phase. Why? Because it is a single phase, it is a direct signal, right? So we will not get much one. Voltage and current. See, voltage is starting from 0. See, it is matching with the ramp. See, compare this graph and this graph. See, compare this graph and this graph. Both are same. Like it is starting from 0 at 0.3 or nearer to this 0.16. At 0.1612 second, the threshold value of the machine reaches. Then it directly peaks to happens. And at around 96 point at 96 this becomes constant. So you can compare the voltage also. Compare the voltage. Compare the voltage. Okay. Compare the voltage. Next, check for current. This is the current. This is the current. Next, what we need to check? Load inertia. So in load inertia, how much amount of angle like acceleration is there? Acceleration is like this. See, current is like this, so acceleration is also almost same. Okay, next we will check for phi value angle. Same thing. See, angle will come every time, almost in every case. Angle comes like that. Torque is minus 63.66, so no need to go for it. Okay, same data. Same kind of response. So did you get the point? See, there is nothing much hard is there here. Okay. So next example, we will go for next example. Next example is current control. Now, what is happening here? Now we are not giving direct signal. We are using current controller signal and we are giving the supply. So here the step signal is a direct source. Now what I am doing, I am connecting one PID controller and one fast order PID controller and I am passing the signal to the signal voltage. Rest all are same. See, rest all are same. I want to measure the speed also. See, this is a feedback control system. This is a feedback control system because what happens? Step is there. Step signal will get converted. It will pass to the PID controller, and PID controller will generate some necessary signal. The PID control signal will go to this P signal, that is a first order, to make it more faster. First order means make it more faster. Now it will reach the signal voltage session. In the signal voltage, it will come to the machine. Again, from the machine, it will go to the load, and from load inertia, it will go to the load torque. Okay. Now, what is feedback control? Let's suppose the data, whatever PID controller is giving, that my machine should run at 1500 RPM, but it is not running. Then this particular speed sensor will measure it and it will give it back to the PID controller. Let's suppose current, whatever current it is giving to the circuit, if the current is not achieving here or that much current is not coming, then the data will be feedback to the circuit again, so that PID controller will manage itself, will get the output information also. That the PID controller will understand that if I am spending 5 ampere of current, I am getting only 4 ampere of current here. I am experiencing only 4 ampere of current here. So it will try to make necessary arrangement inside its circuit and it will try to give 5 ampere of current. Okay. That is only about current control. So that is why it is called current controlled. Let us run it, see the value. Now here we will check for the values. So first of all, load inertia, first of all, we'll run it. Yes, we'll run it. So running is completed. Now here in the current sensor, current is 100. Okay. In PID controller, control error. Error will be error signal we don't want. We want to see if anything else is there. So nothing is there, so we will not go for PID. This is the acceleration, sorry, speed graph. Load torque how much? Minus 66.32. Sorry, minus 63.662. So not required. Phi value. See same graph. Okay. Phi value is a very boring graph. Every time comes like this. Okay. This is the tau value, load torque value. Tau means that at starting torque is high. At starting torque is high and it is getting lower, or from negative axis to it is going to positive axis. Means torque is increasing. Though graph is looks like it is decreasing, but actually it is increasing. Okay. Phi value we have already seen. We will check the signal voltage. Voltage value is like this and current value is like this. Okay, current we have already seen it. Okay. Hope you have understood. Nothing much is there. Only step signal is there. Without giving a step signal to the signal voltage, they have used one PID controller. Only that much. So that they are trying to make the circuit more complex, so that you will get different kind of application, different kind of arrangements can be possible with a DC machine. Okay, next let us see the next machine. DC CE start. This is another machine. DC electrically excited. Before you are using what? DC permanently excited or permanent magnet motor. Now you are using DC electrically excited. Okay. Now what is a new thing here? Can anybody tell me, is there any new thing here? If it is there, please do tell me. Same as previous one, but still tell me about it. What is the major difference you are able to see it here? See it from the last time. See here DCPM. When DCPM start was there, see this is also same circuit and this is also same circuit. Now what is the difference there? You will find no differences. Only the machine has been changed. At that time we are starting permanent magnet machine. Now only the machine has been changed. The machine is now electrically excited. DC electrically excited. Okay. Nothing much has been changed. So let us check the data now. So now run the circuit. Now let us check the, we will start it from signal voltage. Now signal voltage is 100. Current is minus 99.9743 ampere. Next in load inertia, we will check. Phi acceleration value. Like previous also you were getting like this acceleration. If you remember in permanent magnet motor. In DC permanent magnet motor also we were getting like this response. Now also almost same. The values are somewhat different, but almost same. You will find. So phi values are here. Okay. So let us arrange it here. You will find, see how the experiments are correlated. Same thing you have to do with different kind of machines only. Okay. Okay. Next we'll go for next one. This is the DC series starting. DC electrically excited starting actually. Where is Baba Fakiruddin today? Are you there? I think today he is not attending the session. I don't think why you guys are discontinuing the session. Next, this is series starting. See the same thing here, but there is only one difference. I want you guys, any one of you, to tell what is the difference here, so that it will be like the session will be somewhat interesting, not like monotonous kind of thing. We have 15 minutes only. I will complete it because there is not much here. Power electronics is more complicated. Digital electronics also there, so I will try to cover the digital electronics also. Okay. What is the difference here? Difference you are seeing. See, there is only one difference. What is the difference? At that time, you are using ramp signal. Now, what is happening? Ramp signal has been fed here, not here, has been fed here. Nothing much is there. Now, you might be thinking why this constant voltage is there to energize this field winding. This field winding, to energize the field winding, we have used one constant voltage, or else the ramp signal is going to give input to this particular machine. Now, this machine is not DC electrically excited. This is series excited, because it is in series with the supply, with the machine. This field winding is in series with the machine. That's why it is series excited. The starting procedure is similar. Inertia, like load will be there, quadratic load torque will be there. From ramp, the ramp signal will go and it will run the machine. It will give necessary energy to the machine and the machine will run. Okay. Now let us go for the value. Okay. Now see here. Now we will check what, first of all, what do we actually check? First we check the load inertia and this value. So let us go for, first of all, variable resistor. How much voltage it is receiving or how much current it is receiving, that we will check it. Okay. Voltage is 100, current is also 100. Voltage is 100, current is 100. Okay. Next, because here the ramp is getting fed to the variable resistor. That's why I have to check the variable resistor value. Okay. Next, we will check load inertia. How much phi is there? 12.3308, and acceleration is 0.345401. Okay. Next, ramp. Ramp is not required because you have already seen it. Constant voltage, how much it is giving? 100 ampere current it is giving. 100 ampere current it is giving. Okay. Okay. Now let us go for next one. Next example. I will complete this DC also today. This is single phase. See, what is difference here? Nothing. Nothing difference is there. Same thing. Single phase is called as the starting procedure. Same thing. Let me check it again for you again. Same thing. So I am not explaining this. Why? Because it is same as similar. This one. Then DCPM temperature. Now here one turn comes. Suppose your machine is, now what is this experiment is all about? Am I audible, guys? Hello, students. Am I audible? Okay, thank you, Suresh. So now what is the major thing here happening? Nothing much. Only one thing is there. The constant voltage is coming. Only what is the new technology? Like what is the new problem I have given here? The problem is that I am using a machine. The machine, whenever it will get the power, the machine will get heated up. Okay, the machine will get heated up. So when the heating will happen, I want to trap that heat. I don't want to send the heat to the atmosphere. I want to trap that heat. So that's why I have used one heating measurement, management here. What is that? I here from the machine, the heating will come to the DCPM. Okay, this is called thermal ambient. Okay, from the DCPM, it will go to the exponential, it will go to the constant. Constant means what? Constant will give guide the DCPM that you should not receive these kind of signal. Constant means what actually? Like the temperature of the machine should be more than that of 293.15. The temperature of this black box, see here, the temperature, uh, see this temperature is only this temperature belongs to this temperature of the machine. So what is there must be some standard value voltage. So the standard voltage is 293.15 means 20 degrees centigrade, and the voltage of the DC permanent magnet must be more than that, or the heating of the DC permanent should be more than that. Then only the heat flow will be there from the machine to this block, and you can trap the voltage here by using exponential. You might be thinking, how can we do it? But yes, in Daimler platform, exponential are used. Okay. Let us run and check. Again, we go for animate option. Okay. Any doubt you can ask me. I will explain it, the data again. But if you have any doubt, you do ask me. So let us check the voltage. Load inertia. Uh, A. A means what? Acceleration. This is the acceleration we are experiencing. This is the angle we are experiencing. Okay. Next, what we need to check? We need to check the temperature and voltage and current also. So voltage and current we will get it from here, armature voltage. Voltage is around 100 volt constant, and the current is around minus 99.9923, and the rest all are same. Exponential y is equal to 350 degree, 352.968. So this much heat has been generated. 352.968 amount of heat has been generated. Okay. So nothing much is there. Very simple circuits are there. Nothing much is there here. Okay. If next any other example later, that we will check, and we will complete the machine session tomorrow. Power electronics and digital electronics. Okay. So close this. DCPM cooling technology, same. Cooling technology same as temperature technology. Same thing. See, same thing has been used. Only one to what they have done. They are transferring the heat, whatever they have generated, to the heat capacitor. Yeah, in the first day, if you remember, I gave one example from there, like from the heating surface, that they are transferring the heating to the charging of a capacitor. They are transferring the heat of the body to charge the capacitors which are connected. These are the special capacitor called as heat capacitors, these two capacitors. Okay, so it will charge from the heat which it will receive from the machine, so that we no need to go for electricity charging. Heating can only do it. So the complete, so there you are saving the energy here. So the same thing, cooling means what? From this machine it will trap the heat, first heat. So heat will not take see, generally in machine what happen, the heating will happen, then it will take some time to dissipate. In the meanwhile the machine will be very hot. Yeah, there will be some winding problem or something like that due to heat. So what it will do, it will trap the heat and it will send it to the capacitor, heat capacitor. Okay, that is only the difference, or else everything is same. So let us run it and check it. Okay, so it has been completed. Let us go for animation. So 5-second time will be completed. So first of all, we will check this load inertia. Load inertia is here. Changes are happening. Okay, so first option. So this is the phi value. This is the phi response. This is the W response. This is the acceleration. Okay, this is the already we have taken it. Next, we will check the voltage and current. Current is, see, current is also somewhat good, or else everything is constant. Everything is constant, or other things are not required. Cooling, how much happened, it doesn't matter for us. It doesn't matter to us. Only one thing is whether cooling is happening or not. You can check this data. This is the amount of T. 11.1646 amount of changes have been happened from 293.15 to 304.296. 293.15 is the temperature of this surface. See, this surface. 293.15 is equal to temperature of this surface, and now 304.296. So in 17-second time period, we have got 304.296 amount of temperature. Okay. So the machine temperature is that much. Whatever I said now. Okay. So this is all about the DC motor where we are checking the heat capacitor or cooling procedure. Okay, so 304.652 amount of heating is happening. Kelvin amount of heating is happening inside the machine. Next, let me check if any else is the DCPM quasi stationary. It is nothing. Two kinds of machines are there and they are running. Two kinds of machines are there, they are running. Understood? Two kinds of machines are there and they are running. Nothing much. This is called coupling. This is called DC machine coupling. You might have seen the motor coupling in your theoretical classes. So this is about DC motor coupling. Okay. 1 minute. I will be back soon in 1 minute. Wait. So somebody has raised a doubt. Let me see. Okay. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Okay, so let us see the data. Same thing, there will not be much difference. There will not be much difference. Okay. There will be same thing, only two machines are running with the same source. That is only the difference we will get it. So I'm not explaining this much. Why? Because there is not much complexity is here. Wherever complexity will be there, that will be somewhat good to discuss. Same thing here, same thing. Nothing much is there. Two machines are there. Two different kinds of machines are there, and we are finding out the load inertia and load inertia too. Okay. So DC machine part is done. There are some other examples from control DC drives. So let us check these drives also. What are these? Now how to These are manual operation, but we want to we want to we want to have a like we want to have a automatic kind of thing or not manual operation kind of thing. There we actually use drivers. Okay, so let us see those. These are not required. We will check the variable things. So what will be variable here? What will be variable here? These are not. These all will be variable, but not that much. So PDC is not the variable one. We will check the load inertia. Load inertia. Yes, I got phi value. Phi value, see the same thing. Okay. Then A 5.02397. This is the acceleration. Okay. Next, current controller. We will check the current controller value. Not much is there. Same thing. Just we are going for some automatic kind of thing. These are the application of drivers. Okay. Let us check some other speed controller. This was a current controller. Now this is speed control. Okay, same. If we will run also, we'll get same kind of response. Position controlled. Now we are connected color, like we are changing the position. Like in transformers, these are very complex things. So this is looking very simple, but these are very complex things. Very complex things. So this is transformer. Actually, there was no time permission. Otherwise, I would have explained about the transformer in detail. Because if I will start explaining this, you will not understand many more concepts. So, but still, if you will see here, the transformer two ends are there, primary ends, secondary ends. Primary ends is getting supplied from a source, and the secondary end is connected with a load. It is the source circuit, it is the load circuit. So you see here, ground is there, star connection is there, source is there, then power sensor is there, current sensor is there, and from here it is going to the transformer. Transformer is transforming it, and now it will go to the load circuit. How it will go to the load circuit? Because via current sensor and power sensor. Completed. Nothing much. Now here this is the grounding resistance and it has been grounded. So let us see responses. What kind of responses we are getting in the primary and in the secondary winding of the or side of the transformer. Let us check that. Okay, so we will go for first of all input. What kind of input is entering? So what is the name of my input? Source. So what kind of voltage I am getting? I am getting one three-phase voltage. First voltage, second voltage, third voltage. So this is the source. This is the signal which is entering to my transformer. Okay, now what is the output? So output will be in the load. So go for load voltages V. Load voltage, this is the load voltage 1. This is load voltage Y phase, and this is load voltage Z phase. Okay, approximately same, but not same. If you see, measure the thing. Now you only compare it. How different is there? Here starting point is here, but here both two signals are starting from one point. Okay. So there is some changes. There is not similar things are there, but there exist changes. Okay. So next we'll go for next. Actually, sorry, I share screen got disturbed. Okay. Now it will be visible to you. Now I have, whenever I'm trying to delete, the screen is getting unshared. So let me delete here. Next part. There is some asymmetrical load. So let me complete that also. It is very simple. So I'm not explaining. Very simple asymmetrical load. So I'm not explaining. Rectifier 6 pulse. It is also same. Only two pulses will be there. Rectifier 12 pulse is somewhat important. So let us see the response of this. Okay. V voltage. See, now these are getting from the pulses. Pulses means we are understanding. from this particular diode, from the 4 diodes, I'm getting 12 pulses. So you can calculate 4 diodes are there, 3 phase is there, 4 3 ja 12 pulse. Understood? And next you can go for checking of the current sensor value, voltage sensor value. Current sensor value like this, second current sensor value is like this, second current sensor value, third current sensor value is like this. Okay, let us cumulatively put in one block and then we will verify how much. Okay. Oh, sorry, I just cut it by mistakenly. So plot 3. Okay. So this ends our session for today. Any further doubt, note it down and you can ask me tomorrow or maybe now. I will give you 5 more minutes time to ask the doubts, necessary doubts, and then we will wind up the session. Okay. Wait, I'm opening the chat box. Wait. Have some patience. Actually, I'm taking one screenshot of it. So wait for a minute. It's not happening. Wait for a second. Okay. Chat box is not loading. Let me stop there. Sir, I have classes. Yes. Uday, you can leave it. You can leave. Anyone have any doubt? Please ask. I am giving you 5 minutes time. Then we will close it at 4:08 like that. Okay. Yes. You, Uday, you can leave. And a recorded link, Avilash has already put in the chat box. Go and just check on that Google Drive link. Any further queries you can ask me. I'm giving you 2 more minutes. After that, I will close the session.
Yeah, Nitish, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think there are no more doubts to the students. So, shall we wind up the session?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can.
Okay, Nitish. Thank you, students, and thank you, Nitish.
Thank you all.